Border agents were overrun by a surge of 80,000 illegals yesterday evening.
Officials closed the city of San Francisco this morning, citing the escalating crime and fentanyl crisis.
Who's in charge here? It feels like the train is coming off the tracks.
You don't even have to catastrophize. You can show actual footage. You don't even have to try to make it worse. Then it seems like fiction. So does the president really have a shot to win this time around, or is the Biden-Harris ticket heading for nap time? Joining me in studio, it's our Tuesday Night Man panel. We've got former Trump Advisory Board member and Hoteling Risk Advisors Managing Director Jason Meister is here, along with Democrat strategist and former Biden campaign surrogate. He's been whistling past the graveyard all day, Kevin Walling, and host of the Sharpe Way Show. It is Larry Sharpe rounding things out. I have a really hard time with talking points, usually always. I like when people exhibit independent thought. Right. And, you know, it's like, I really appreciate when people go, yeah, no, there are some problems, but this is how it's going to get better. But there is so much propaganda surrounding this president. It's as though they're propping him up with lies. Do you agree?
I do. The media protects him every which way he goes. Look, Joe Biden is the weakest incumbent president to ever run for re-election in our nation's history, and that's for that reason I believe he's one of the most dangerous. If you look at the numbers and the statistics, 70% of likely voters do not want him to run again. 53% of Biden voters in 2020 don't want him to run again, and 75%, staggering number, of people, Biden voters that are under the age of 35 do not want him to run again. But of course, Joe Biden, as he said on the other day, he wants to finish the job. Well, what is the job? I mean, it's essentially the controlled demolition of our country, which is what Build Back Better was always about. It was about controlling the demolition of our country, because you can't do this level of damage to a country in such a short period of time unless it's by design. And that's what I think we will see if he were to win again.
I mean, I hate to think that. I really do. I prefer to give the president the benefit of the doubt. You know, I know he's a good person. He loves his country. He loves his family. They're making a lot of money off that love. But having said that, you know, he said, and I also don't like, in addition to talking points, platitudes. And that's all politicians run on. And he said in 2020, this is a battle for the soul of the nation. And he said that again. He's like, this is still ongoing battle for the soul of the nation, which is meaningless, and he's not helping us win that. In fact, I would say we're worse off and more divided than we were in 2020.
Well, listen, I think he's taking a play out of the midterm playbook, which was actually really good for this president. We saw 100-year kind of numbers in terms of actually expanding the Senate for the Democrats and only losing a 5-seat majority in the House. And that was
everyone was kept out of the voting booth, especially women and people in
well, we got wise.
We
got the IDs that we needed to in some of those states. But listen, I think when he is making it a contrasting message, as he did in that video, as we did in the midterms, that's going to be the winning strategy for this president for re-election. When he has to defend some of this record, when folks are hurting, and this is speaking as a former surrogate for this president, it's going to be much more difficult. But pointing out the extremism, whether it comes to abortion, you know, another 6-week ban that was just passed in North Dakota on the heels of Florida. That is how we won the midterms in the Senate.
Abortion? I mean, that's extreme as well. Abortion is one of those issues that is that entire issue, that cause is being run by the extremes.
Exactly
and most people don't live there. I think it helped Democrats in the midterm elections. I don't think abortion is going to be there for you next year. I really don't. I think people are going to look around and go, oh, wow, the world didn't fall apart, but the economy sure has. And, you know, I think there is something to Jason's point when 70% of people are telling NBC News, you know, and they are offering the president a kind ear. When they're telling NBC News, we don't want him to run again, that's a problem. Is anyone going to acknowledge that from your party?
Listen, those are tough numbers, right? We got 19 months to reverse those numbers, and that's why he's got to hit the trail really hard. But to your point on the abortion issue,
how to hit the trail.
Listen,
in 2020, he was in the basement.
Well, he's going to be out of that basement campaigning as hard as he can. We saw I'll push back a little bit on the abortion issue in that Wisconsin Supreme Court race that we just saw, Democrat winning it statewide by 10 points. and abortion was really the critical issue. So I still think, Kennedy, in a lot of these states, it's an animating issue and will be in 2024.
Well, you got to run on more than that. I'm sorry.
Amen.
I would tell that to Republicans and Democrats, especially for independents who are mad as hell. The economy is not working for them or anyone else. Abortion is not the answer. All right, so Larry.
I'm going to say what I think
Larry
is
has the answer.
I have the answer. He is perfectly on brand. Everything both of them said are exactly correct. He can't defend everything, so why bother defending it? I'm just going to say orange man bad.
Yep.
He's evil, and my entire campaign is I'm not Trump, which is accurate. He is not Trump. He's not lying when he says that. I'm not Trump.
Well,
it's okay, and vote for me or the orange man will kill you all.
I am so glad you brought that up because that leads to our next pivot.